I was so nervous to turn 24, and I just remember before my birthday, every day I had this existential dread, and I woke up and I felt sick and I just felt horrible because it felt like 23 was the last young year that I was ever going to get, and I was so scared of being old at 24 because everyone tells you that at 25 like your body starts to fall apart and everything just gets harder, and I was really anxious about getting there. And it's really funny because I woke up then on the day of my 24th birthday and I just felt good and I didn't feel anxious anymore. I felt fine. I felt better than fine. I felt really comfortable, and I felt like, thank God I don't have to be young and dumb anymore. I can be a little bit, you know, wiser, hopefully. So I don't usually do a lot for my birthday. I think that it just really wasn't a big thing when I was a kid. This year I want to do something a little bit different. I want to give myself 24 gifts. I mean, like gifts, not actual gifts, but here are 24 things that I want to do for myself because I'm turning 24 and I want to celebrate. The first one is reading 10 books. I used to read at least one book a week, and then that challenge kind of got really overwhelming and I had a really hard time not beating myself up if that week was really busy and I didn't get through a book. So I just kind of stopped doing that, which is unfortunate because I like reading. So this year I'm gonna pick 10 books that I'm really excited about and really spend a lot of time with them. Number 2 is I'm gonna put more effort into my social life. Recently I've been really making a strong effort to schedule things with friends because I work pretty much alone most of the time. I mean, yeah, performances I do a couple times a month or a week, and that gets done with colleagues, but the majority of the work that I do gets done alone in this apartment, and that's really wonderful and really cool. I love this space, but I also start to get lonely and I start to really need to go out and not be in this space anymore. So one of the things that I'm being really conscious of is setting up time on the calendar with friends and people I care about to get out and do something. Number 3, we have learning German, which if you watched my first ever video on all of my goals, you know that's something I've really been working on, and I'm really excited about this. You know, science says that learning languages gets harder at 25, so I've always wanted to speak 5 languages before I get to 25. Those would be English, Spanish, Italian, German, and French. My English, Spanish, and Italian are pretty good. So I'm working on my German this year really hard, really trying to get that in there before, you know, my brain goes totally smooth and can't get any more information in it. And then I'm not too worried about learning French because I already speak 2 Romance languages, so I don't think it'll give me too much trouble, but maybe that's a dumb idea. We'll find out. The next thing I really want to work on this year is playing piano. I've been doing a 30 Days of Scales challenge and it's been really fun and really difficult. And I really love playing piano. I don't have a musical outlet that's fun so much. I mean, singing is good and it's really satisfying and important, but it's not what I do to have fun and like unwind. And so I'm really gonna work on my piano this year. Number 5, I want to start therapy, not necessarily because anything is terribly wrong or I'm really down about anything, but more because I just feel like I'm in a career field that has so many ups and downs, and I really need someone who can help me get perspective on that and who can just kind of guide me through that a little bit more. 6 is really simple. I just want to put my savings into an account with better APY. I feel like my current bank is not giving me very good interest on my savings, and I'm doing some research and finding different banks that have a much higher interest rate so I can get more money on my money. Okay, number 7 is the thing that everybody always says they're going to do, and it's kind of like the most basic New Year's resolution, but it's keeping my home clean, and like this time I actually mean it. I found this really exciting new method of like decluttering and then cleaning. It's not really like Marie Kondo. Personally, for me, things don't really spark joy, and so that's a really confusing method for me, but also if you've seen my home, you know I have a lot of stuff. And I'm thinking about moving sometime in the next year or so, so decluttering, paring down, so I have fewer things, not nothing. I'm in no danger of becoming a minimalist. Number 8 is really similar to number 3, and then it's just decent conversational French. So I'm not really great at French. It's definitely my weakest language, and that means when I learn French repertoire it takes me longer, and I don't really love that. So I want to get to a point where I can have a really bad conversation in French, which is going to be pretty achievable, I think, and I have a lot of friends who speak French who would be more than happy to put up with me for, you know, a 10-20 minute conversation. Number 9, actually make videos. Oh my god, here we are. I started this channel. I really love making videos, but I get really busy and I get really overwhelmed. So I'm trying to dumb it down and make it a little more simple for myself so I can actually get content made. 10 is set and achieve clear budgeting and savings goals. So I did really good at this a while ago, and it allowed me to save a decent amount of money. And right now I have very low living expenses, but I don't exactly know how much money is leaving my account every week, and I haven't really set a budget up with myself, so I just want to do that so that I can always have a good hold on my finances. Number 11 is get a new website. My current website isn't really geared towards me being a performer, which is more what I'm trying to work on becoming. It's more geared towards my teaching, which is great, but I think I need a website that is more aligned with what I'm doing right now as a musician. Number 12 is 2 new streams of income. I'm not entirely sure what they are. Actually, I think I just found one recently, so we'll see if that works. But as a musician, it's really important to diversify all your different forms of income, because maybe, I don't know, for some reason all of your students quit, or you have to go out of town for a long period of time and then you can't keep your studio, things like that. So it's really, really important that we have a lot of different things that we do to make money, and I just want to find 2 more things that I enjoy doing and explore that. 13 is learn to take a rest.
Learn to take a rest.
Learn to rest or learn to take a break. I really haven't stopped working like hard and going like a crazy woman since I graduated like a year ago. And this first year out in the world has been really wonderful, and I'm really, really proud of everything I've done. But I feel like I'm always afraid that, you know, the next job's not gonna come, and so I never say no to a job. And I think I want to be really intentional about taking breaks, because I experienced some hardcore burnout in the last year, and that's not really what I'm trying to do. 14 is I'm giving myself permission to be annoying and bother people. I never want to reach out to people for coachings or bother people with like applications to things, asking questions, because I'm afraid I'm going to be annoying and I don't want to, you know, be that person. But my coach is always telling me that I need to be a little bit more pesky. And so, I don't know, I might set a goal of how many times I want to feel like I've annoyed somebody by like reaching out about something. 15 is kind of like keeping my home clean. It's decluttering and getting rid of lots of things, because as I said, I am planning on moving sometime in the next year or so. And so I can't take everything with me, and it'll be a lot easier to pack and move if I've gotten things pared down a little bit. 16, in line with taking a break, not working till the point of burnout. So I don't know quite how I'm going to ensure this. I think it might help to have a reasonable set of parameters for what I expect myself to accomplish in a day, as well as maybe working hours that I say, like, I don't check my email before 6 a.m. and I don't check my email after 9 p.m., which is still like not really great boundaries. So obviously that's a work in progress, but I need to not be available to work all the time, which I have been, and then I get burned out. 17, I just want to be one of those people that writes thank you notes. I think it's so nice. I love receiving them, and I always want to tell people how thankful I am, and then I feel like I just get swept up in other things and I forget to actually write a thank you note. So I'm gonna start carrying them with me and always taking them with me when I go away for work, so that I can make sure to always have them and hopefully always write them. 18 is really good oral skills development, which for those of you who don't know is like ear training for musicians. So hearing music, transcribing it, getting better at like music analysis, sight reading, things like that, hearing chord progression. 19, can we tell that I really love languages? 19 is to do something for my Italian. So I get to speak Spanish a lot. I'm doing a magic flute in Mexico this summer, so obviously gonna get to speak a lot of Spanish there. Got to speak a lot of Spanish in Sarasota because I had some wonderful friends that spoke Spanish. So I get to speak English and Spanish a lot. I get to speak German a lot. I don't really know anybody who speaks Italian. So 19 is doing something for my Italian, so maybe I'll start taking little like classes, or maybe I'll find a meetup group with people I can speak Italian with. Whatever I do, just something so that I don't lose the progress I've already made. Number 20 is learning how to sew. I feel like singers always have dresses and like just lots of clothes. That's like being well dressed is a big part of the job for a lot of things. And so learning how to sew is a really valuable skill for us. It saves us a lot of money. And I have probably like 15 gowns and audition dresses that need tailoring. So someday you and me are gonna sit down and learn how to sew. We're gonna make a little seamstress moment. It's gonna be fantastic. 21, take a dance class. Everyone looks at me and thinks I'm a dancer, and I'm not, and my biggest fear is that someone is gonna hire me thinking that I have like extensive experience on point, and I don't. So rather than just disappoint everyone every time they ask me if I'm a dancer, I'd like to just get kind of competent in dance. We're hoping, we're praying. 22 is to take a self-defense class. I feel like I travel by myself a lot. In the last year, I was gone for 7 months, and you know, when you're working, you're with your colleagues a lot, but you're not always with them, and like there's just a lot of traveling by myself that I've done, and there have been situations where I'm kind of uncomfortable, and I just need to learn how to take care of myself in those kind of situations. 25 is go to the gym, even if it's literally just once. I really enjoy going on walks, but I live in Phoenix and it's about to be 120 degrees outside, so that's probably not gonna be something I can do every day for hours and hours. But I really noticed that exercising has been so good for my mental health. So I am going to go to the gym and try to be a gym girly, even if it means I just like watch Netflix while walking on the treadmill for, you know, 30 minutes to an hour every day. We'll see. And number 24 is just being really freaking nice to myself. I feel like in the past have not been super nice to myself. I'm my biggest critic, I'm my biggest bully, and it's really hard for me to feel like I want to show up for myself when I know I'm gonna show up and then absolutely, you know, beat myself up every second of every day. Oh my god, I live my whole life like that. So, I don't know, maybe my therapist that I'm supposedly gonna start seeing can help me with that. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to keep following along, then make sure to like and subscribe. Okay, bye!